Welcome to the channel, where I bring to you some of the most unimportant and forgettable articles kicking around the Australian news cycle. A cheeky game of Ding Dong Ditch has ended with a 12-year-old boy being struck by a car driven by Gold Coast hospitality boss and world-class tosser Howard Wright. Wright owns multiple successful restaurants on the Gold Coast, including The Lounge, Paradise Point, and Bridges Pizza Tapas Bar. Yet he still remains a man of the people, taking time out of his busy day to assault local primary school kids with his fucking mint Audi Q5.
I didn't do nothing! I wasn't even there! I wasn't even there!
I know you didn't.
I didn't do nothing!
No, you didn't do anything.
Why? Why'd you hit me?
By the way.
I know, but why'd you hit me?
This bike's illegal, isn't it? You ran in front of my car, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Mr. Wright lost 3 demerit points and was slapped with a $645 fine, keeping in step with Queensland's new tough on crime laws that obviously were never meant to apply to rich folks or drunk Broncos players. Mr. Wright is now feeling the wrath of the internet after the story has gained traction with national outlets, receiving an onslaught of hate from the other humans, and allegedly even receiving death threats over the phone. It seems to me that in an attempt to use force to stop Ding Dong Ditch pranks by teenagers, he has essentially turned himself into the international final boss for Ding Dong Ditch. Some neighbours of his told Gold Coast Bulletin, of course he regrets it. He regrets it because of the constant personal fear of his house and car. I think Howard felt maybe he shouldn't have chased after the kid. The most recent update in the case is that Queensland Police Service and Howard Wright claim the boy hurled racial slurs at Mr. Wright before the collision. An excerpt from a news.com.au article reads, "Speaking to media on Monday about a host of ongoing cases on the Gold Coast, Acting Superintendent Jason Tuffley said footage first published by the Gold Coast Bulletin did not tell the whole story. Police have reviewed the footage from the child, or the boy. They actually had to fix up saying child because it sounds too bad, in its entirety. And this has corroborated with the adult driver's version of events that he was racially abused and harassed prior to the collision by the boy and his associates. As a result of this information, and the demeanour of the driver afterwards, the fact that he reported it took place, and police reviewing the matter in its entirety, it was decided that the traffic infringement only will be issued to the driver, of which carries a fine of $640 and 3 demerit points. This excuse for the collision makes no sense to me. Why would any of that matter if it was an accidental collision? Or are the QPS admitting that he recklessly drove down a kid because he was so offended from being called a racial slur? Which one is it?
What the fuck? I didn't do nothing!
I personally think Howard Wright is a massive dirtbag and a danger to society and should have been charged with assault with a deadly weapon or a similar charge.
What the fuck? I didn't do nothing!
A youth crime crisis doesn't give you the right to dish out vigilante justice on kids not old enough to watch M15+ movies. I also think the kids who play Ding Dong Ditch on their bikes probably ain't the same ones doing home invasions on crystal meth, but I don't know. What do you people think? Let me know in the comments.